Waiting, obviously, for the arrival of Mbeumo. It's still very frustrating, and the situation is still much the same. We're working on it. We're working on it, guys. You know, obviously, we had our second bid rejected. This is just from this morning via Muppeteers there, which says that new second bid for Mbeumo put United closer to a deal. And details including agent fees, overall and base fees still up for change. United fully intent and prepared for players' arrival, and new offer hope to reach full agreement expected fairly and imminently. Okay, well, yes, let's just dissect that for a second there. So, I think the situation there really with Mbeumo is we're about $2.5 million away, aren't we? Or potentially the structure of the deal slightly changing more in Brentford's favour with more cash coming up front. It's very close. It's not expected that it's going to fall down, this deal. I don't think Brentford are going to hold out for the reported 70 million that they supposedly want. They are looking for closer to 65, or even maybe just the 62.5 that we've already offered, but up front. So I think this deal is going to get done pretty soon. It's obviously still got some negotiations left in regards to the structure, maybe the add-ons. End of the day, United do just need to get this deal done. Obviously not for 70 million, but if we can get it done for around about the sort of money we've been talking about this summer anyway, 65 million for this guy, we can start to move on. And that's what we need to do, really, guys, because at the moment we're sort of stagnating. We're sort of in a bit of limbo. We don't really truly know what's going on. If we can get Mbeumo, brilliant. We've got loads of 10s. Well, then we've probably got too many 10s. We might have to sell someone, you know, in regards to that position. We've got Bruno, who stayed. You know, you've got Xerxes, you've got Ahmad, you've got Mount. You've got a lot of players that can play in that sort of 10 role for us. Somebody's going to have to go. And I propose it be that Melter, worst number 7 ever, Mr. Mason Mount. But somebody's going to have to go if that happens, in my opinion, because we've just got so many players there in that position. So it will have a knock-on effect, obviously, who we bring in. And if we don't get Mbeumo, if we can't get Mbeumo, if we cannot get that agreement reached with Brentford, well, then Bruno did stay. We're all right for number 10s, you know. So just looking at from the other perspective, we've got a lot of number 10s. So maybe if we couldn't get a deal done with Mbeumo, there's still a chance for us to maybe strengthen elsewhere. But at the moment, you know, there's no need to get on the old panic stations. Man United still in negotiations with Brentford. That's ongoing. We've discussed that the timeline of it is probably going to be an agreement by the end of this month anyway, so that they can get the deal in and processed at the start of July. So he's in for pre-season, but also it goes into the new financial year for PSR purposes. So I think this is very close. Brentford just squeeze in a little bit extra out of us. They know that they can. We are kind of desperate. We've been working on this for weeks. We're so close, and we just need to just get it over the line. And it is close, but yes, I do think Brentford are taking the piss a little bit here with us. They could have had this deal done already if they weren't too greedy, but they are asking for a few extra million. For them, obviously, losing Thomas Frank, I guess they're just trying to get as much under their belts as they can. And this is where the structural thing comes into it as well. Like, United may have offered 55 plus 7.5, but they're just prepared maybe to take 60 plus 2.5. You know, that's it. It might not be a case of we want extra money. It might be a case of we want the same overall money that you're offering. We just want much more of it up front. So we can then reinvest by new players. So I think that's really where the deal's at. It's certainly not on the back burner or anything. It's at the forefront of our negotiations. We're currently working on it right now. United are in club-to-club talks with Brentford, ongoing over the weekend. There is an expectation at any moment a deal could be reached. So it's not that far away, guys, and I think this will be done around about the 1st of July, and we'll get this guy officially signed pretty soon in the next sort of few days. Because, you know, we have to, and also it's not that far away. And the situation with Bryan Mbeumo, just to update anyone who doesn't know, is that he's dead set on joining United. He doesn't want to go anywhere else. The feeling is that Mbeumo has already rejected lots of offers from the likes of Newcastle United and various different teams this summer before speaking to Manchester United, or at the same time as speaking to United earlier, and he's decided to join Manchester United. Tottenham haven't tabled any bids. It's understood he doesn't want to go to Tottenham. He'd rather go to Manchester United. Now, maybe it's a financial reason. Obviously, it stands to make more money at United. So that is the current situation with Mbeumo. He's desperate to join. There's no need for him to start kicking up a fuss and handing in transfer requests and speaking out of turn in the media and being unprofessional or anything like that to manoeuvre a move away just yet. It's still before pre-season. Now, if this was to get to the 15th of July and it's still at the same situation, that's when you maybe will see this player kick up a bit of a stink because he wants to leave, he wants to get in at his new club. But we haven't got anywhere near there yet, guys. It's still very early in the window. I mean, if we were to get this guy done on the 1st of July, you can say it's a bit of a gash window so far because other teams have done really well. But actually, by our own standards, it wouldn't be a bad start to the window at all, getting two big goal-scoring phenoms in there early doors before pre-season's even got going. But what is obviously imperative is then us to go and do lots of other business as well around that and get a couple more players in before pre-season ideally, but that's looking less and less likely. So Mbeumo wants to come. Man United working on the deal. There is an expectation it will be resolved in the next couple of days, and there is an expectation that it could be officially done at United within the next week. So that's the situation with Mbeumo, guys, and it's very frustrating, and I know I'm sick and tired of talking about it, to be honest, guys. I really am. I just wanted this to be done a week ago. It's not done yet, though. Let's just highlight that fact. It's not done. So it might be 98% done or whatever, but it's not done. The teams haven't reached agreements. Obviously, the player's keen, wants to go. Wages not a problem there. All of that sort of stuff's done, at least verbally. But in regards to the actual deal between the two clubs, that's still, structurally at least, not right for both parties. Brentford not happy with it. Man United obviously still have to negotiate a deal with them. But it's getting very close, guys. It is getting very close, but it's been very close for ages. Brentford quite happy to just wait and get as much money as they can, I think, which is a problem for us. They probably will squeeze an extra 2.5 million out of us, or perhaps even force us to pay the majority of the money up front. So that's the Mbeumo news, guys. There's not really any news, but that's the Mbeumo news. We're working on Mbeumo. We're getting closer to a deal. Discussions ongoing. Obviously, it's an issue with the add-ons, the structure, the bonuses, the overall amount up front, etc. It's got to be worked out, and it is annoying. Let's just get into the live chat for a minute, though, for a couple of minutes before we move on to the rest of the news. But let's see what you guys are saying in regards to this Mbeumo deal. It is frustrating, isn't it? But let's just get into it for a minute. Do us a favour as well if you're just joining the stream. Smash that like button. We're nearly at 100 likes. Give us a massive like spike and get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're new. We are very close now to getting to the magical number of 91.1k subscribers. We're only 18 people away. So if you're new to the channel today, hit the subscribe button. We're on here daily with all the latest United news in a no bullshit way. Let's go. Let's see what you guys are saying then about this Mbeumo situation. It is frustrating, isn't it? Yeah, it is gash. Ain't going to happen, says Mostly Indica. I think it is going to happen. I think it will happen. Yes or no, guys, does this deal happen? I think it will happen as long as Brentford are just realistic. They can't ask for a lot more than what we've already offered. 62.5 combined value with 55 up front's a bloody good offer. If they want too much on that, then they can kiss it. Yeah, definitely. But I think they'll realise they're just going to lose out on a potential fat sale if they don't accept an offer very, very soon from Man United, because there's not any other clubs prepared to pay 65 million for him, I'll tell you that. So I think we'll get the deal done. Yeah, you're right, Ivor. There's definitely a case of that. I mean, there's nothing to say you can't get a deal reached and agreed, though, right now and then just process it on the 1st of July. So there is that as well. There is a bit of a structural issue. But you've hit the nail on the head. There is no rush until the 1st of July anyway, I suppose. That's probably when these deals are going to get done. Clubs do not want to spend the money until it's in the new PSR financial year. I mean, it's true, Sama. It's true. But a lot of the clubs, you know, you have to say, the likes of City, the likes of Liverpool, they're just much better placed than us right now. They've obviously got a lot more money freely to spend. They're probably in a better position when it comes to the PSR guff, but they're also in a better position just financially right now. We had a bit of a gash season, didn't we? Finished 15th. Obviously, missed out on the UCL football as well. So we are at a disadvantage there when it comes into the transfer window. Probably we do have to wait until the start of the new year. Let's face it, Man City can just buy who they want because they always cook their books anyway. Hey-oh! But you know what I'm saying, though? Like, it doesn't matter what doesn't matter what season they put their players through. You know, it doesn't really. They'll just make it go away. They'll make any issues go away. Let's see yeah, that's true as well. But I think that just to touch on the whole PSR thing, that's the reason, though. To be honest, Matty Praga lad, it's really down to the fact that clubs are having to wait largely until the 1st of July to actually put players through and sign them. It's annoying there hasn't been a little bit more worked on, but we know that some of our players are wanted by other clubs. Barca have a Rashford interest. Sancho has had negotiations with various clubs, but he's just too greedy. So it is concerning, though, but I think we'll have a flurry of outgoings in the first week of July. That's my take on it. Yeah, that's my take on it there, guys. Anyway, yes, no, it's done, to be honest. Yeah, we're going to get this deal done, I'm pretty sure, guys. It's not a million miles away, is it? It's just a couple of million away, or maybe even a structural thing. Status of Emi Martinez, apparently he's still open to leave in Aston Villa. They may well need to sell, and Man United are on the shortlist, or he's on our shortlist. But we've also got interest in other goalkeepers, such as the likes of Diogo Costa, even Chevalier, I've heard some links, and Garnacho and Lunin, and loads of links. So I don't even really believe any of the links right now. I think the most realistic two of them would be Martinez or Costa. But obviously we have to wait and see how we can do with selling players, because there's no way we can afford someone like Costa, with Porto looking for approximately 50 million euros for this goalkeeper. What number will Mbeumo get at United? I don't know, that's a great question. Hopefully he gets Mason Mount's number. We're not going to sell Mason Mount. Oh, he's too hard to sell. And they're not going to rip the number off him, but I hope that would happen. Brentford don't want to sell him. I think they are happy with the sale for the money they're getting that. I mean, he is one of their better players. He had a great impact for them last season, so of course they're not going to want to sell him, but they're going to have to sell him. He was great for your fantasy team last season. Oh, he absolutely smashed it, didn't he? I saw something earlier pop up. He was transferred in 10 million times last season. So that's how good his season was going. And also, he got the second highest points, I think, in the Premier League fantasy football, Yeah, I mean, at the moment, we're not. Let's just be clear. We might be having discussions and negotiations privately, very tentative discussions. But at the moment, I don't think we are. I think we are just waiting at the moment to get the deal done from Mbeumo, get into the new PSR financial year, sell players, because there's still lots of players we have to sell, obviously, the likes of Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, Anthony, potentially Højlund, maybe Onana, ideally Onana, definitely Onana. So if we could sell those players, then that's 6 players gone. That's a lot of money generated. That means we can, obviously if Onana's going as well, that means we could buy a new goalkeeper. Even if Onana doesn't go, we should buy a new goalkeeper. And hopefully we could generate the cash by selling a few of those melts I just listed there. I know, Arsenal signing players. No, we are having a stinker. Ruddy Can't Gain, thank you so much. He says, get those likes up. We have 94 and we need 200 more. Love that, Ruddy. Hope you're having a great day, mate. Let's go. Thank you so much. Yes, indeed. We're almost at 100, though. Thank you, everyone who's hit the likes there. Appreciate that. Look at Garnacho, he's a pariah. Yeah, I mean, I personally don't really like the Garnacho link that much, just because I've not seen him play that much. And also, he's a younger sort of player, and I think we need a bit more experience right now. I don't think we necessarily need to take the risk on a younger goalkeeper, and needs time to adapt to the Premier League. One of my favourite goalies of all time for Man United is David De Gea. But he wasn't great in his first season at United because he wasn't quite physically up there. He also he just wasn't up to the speed of the Premier League. It's a very, very difficult league to actually play in. It's one of the most physical and quickest leagues in the world. So for that reason, I think we should go with somebody who's got more experience right now for the number one spot, because it is a very specialist position, and you want bags of experience in there right now for United. You kind of just want to get like an Edwin van der Sar type, someone who's got bags of experience, who's been there and done it, and that's the sort of signing you want, as opposed to a David De Gea younger sort of player. I'm not comparing De Gea to Garnacho. I think De Gea was like 18 or 19 when we first got him in, so he was super young. Same here, Ruddy. Oh, it's bloody hot over here as well, lad. Where's my, where is it? Where's my, temperature gauge? It's not that one it's called. It's called a thermometer. I've lost it. Oh, it's fallen on the floor. Here it is. Let's see what temperature it is. It's actually not too bad today in here. 24.2. 24.2. Let's see how that's going. But yeah, it is a scorcher over here as well, lad. Peter Schmeichel was indeed immense, wasn't he? Yep. There was a time players would take a pay cut to play for Man United. Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, those days are long gone, aren't they, mate? Yeah, definitely. Definitely to sell old flubber hands. 100% Red Devil United 77 new legend. Yep, flubberlicious. Sancho should be a priority after getting Mbeumo because of his expiring contract. Yeah, and also just he should be a priority because he's a shithouse and he's paid 300k a week. He's got a year left on his deal. It would be great to get rid of him. You know what though? It's unbelievably difficult, lad, to sell him. We've gone over this. I don't want to bore anyone, but let's just cover the facts over the last couple of days. He's had negotiations, discussions with a few different clubs. Fenerbahce and Mourinho interested in him. They've probably turned their attentions now to Duran because of the overall ridiculous cost of the Sancho deal with his wages. Juventus and Napoli both interested in Sancho. Both wanted to buy him for a reported 20 or 25 million euros from us. Big, decent cash little injection for us for a cash player. But he's on 300k a week at United, and they were offering closer to half of that, which means that you'd have to take a significant pay cut to go and play football for one of the best teams in Italy, which he doesn't want to do because he's all about the money. Here comes the money. He's all about the money. Money, isn't he? He's the Shane McMahon of Manchester United, this guy. It's all about the money. But, hey, I just hope we can get rid of him, and then we can close this chapter of gashness. Same goes for other signings as well that we sort of had and failed with. Big signings like him and Anthony and even Hoyland. These guys, they just need to be moved on. They're failures. Oh, I know, Tommy Boyle. I know that's looking like I would have liked to have been in the market for him, but unfortunately, we just don't seem to have a lot of money right now, do we? And also we are in a bit of a state with where we finished, etc. But Liverpool are having a ridiculous transfer window so far. Yeah, it's very frustrating. How you doing, Tommy Boy, you legend? Great to see you, mate. Great to see you. Sean T, thank you very much for hitting that subscribe button and get yourself in there and hitting the sub up and being a person who views the channel. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Get yourself subscribed just like him if you're new. Nice one, Sean, lad. Okay, right, so let's move on anyway, guys. We might get back into some Mbeumo stuff if anything pops up during this show, and also we can get into it at the Q&A at the end, but I'm just going to move on with a couple of little bits and bobs of stuff that we've got here for the rest of it. And the first thing I wanted to discuss other than Mbeumo at the moment is this guy, Calvert-Lewin. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is leaving Everton as a free agent. Calvert-Lewin has announced he's leaving Everton. The striker's deal runs out after tomorrow, and he will become a free agent. Right? Calvert-Lewin, guys. Calvert-Lewin, free agent. It's a no from me, Carol. But you know what? Not being funny, I would take him as a second option. I would take him as a second option at United. I'm not talking about the main striker, no. But as a little backup option for someone who can just not be relied upon to be fit and available all the time. And if he's prepared to go on a bit part role with a not significant wage, honestly, I wouldn't say no. But he's also not brilliant. And he's also injured. That's a lot. That's it. He's always injured, isn't he? I know. I'm not talking about as our main option here, guys. I'm talking about as a backup. But as a backup option, I guess we could do a lot worse. He is Premier League proven, Premier League experience. My personal opinion of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he's never really been clinical enough anyway. But as you say, he's got injury issues. He's constantly bloody injured. I mean, the last thing we need really would be another injury-prone player. But all I'm saying is, as a backup and as a, if it's a reasonably realistic contract, it wouldn't be the worst signing to add to the squad. Same goes for Jamie Vardy. People talk, Vardy, Luke CX. Same goes for Jamie Vardy. Like, these signings, people go, he's over the hill and far away, 38. Whatever. He's a backup. He would be coming in to be a backup. Jamie Vardy would be a decent backup. I'd probably rather Jamie Vardy, actually, to be honest, just for a season, because you know what you're getting there. He's just, going to be available. He's a goal scorer, and he's older, and he will probably be leaving in a year, so it's just be a short-term deal as a backup. I'd probably rather Vardy, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin as a backup is on the cards, maybe. It's an option. I mean, it's definitely a glazer shithouse Manchester United signing. That's for sure. It is a glazer shithouse Manchester United signing in every potential way, really. They would go for this guy, I think. Now, I know, obviously, it's on Amarim what he wants, but, it is a glazer-type signing. Let's just have a look at his stats for a second here. So, they're not the best stats, in all honesty. The Athletic put his stats up earlier. 71 goals in 274 first-team appearances. So, it's not great, is it? That's like 1 in 4. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's confirmed he's leaving Everton at the end of his contract after 9 years at Goodison Park. Calvert-Lewin will officially leave Everton on July 1st and will be available as a free agent. So those stats are pretty bang average. Like we've said, he's always injured and stuff. But you know what? As a second option, we could do it. We could do a lot worse as a backup striker. But again, there is better options as well. You know who I much prefer on it as a free agent right now? Jonathan David. Jonathan David, 25 years of age, still big potential and could come in and do a good role for us. So I would prefer somebody like Jonathan David and even Jamie Vardy right now as backups. This guy, though, I bet you he's on the list for glazer shithousery. I can almost guarantee it. Because they'd like a bit of value for money. Yeah. Tommy says Calvert-Lewin could be in the backup for Luke Shaw in the pie van in the car park. Absolutely Frey Benny vibes. Calvert-Lewin has Frey Benny potential, I hear you. Come on, he's a Spurs striker. Oh, he's so a Spurs striker, yeah. Jamie Vardy, main striker, and Calvert-Lewin backup. We can't have Jamie Vardy as the main striker. That would be filth. No disrespect, he'd actually still be fine. But he's just not to the level that he was a few years back. Obviously, if it was prime Jamie Vardy, 10 years ago, we would be absolutely loving him as the main striker. But he's like 37, 38 now. He's still good. He could still get you some goals. But I think he'd be the guy coming in to play half the games right now and some of those off the bench as well, just to get us some goals and add 10 or 15 goals throughout the campaign and play a handful of games. That's what we need someone like Jamie Vardy for. Because you do need players who are happy with a lesser squad role. There's no point signing 3 top number 9s, having Gyokeres, Osimhen and Mateta as players there. None of them are going to get enough game time at number 9. So you need somebody who's the main man. And then you need somebody who's a young prospect. We've got Chido Obi, he's pretty good. Then you need somebody who's just like a good seasoned player to call upon to score goals as and when you need it. That's when one of these backup players, like a Jamie Vardy or I guess a DCL Melter here, would come into the effect. But I do agree with the live chat mainly. As a few people said maybe yes they would, but I wouldn't take him at United personally. Yes or no, guys, would you take Calvert-Lewin at Manchester United? It is a no from me, Carol. I don't like the link. I think there's other better options, but there's worse options too. He is Premier League proven to a degree. His record's only like 1 in 4. He is injury prone, but his experience is obviously something that we could do with, I guess. But I don't like the link personally. Gyokeres and David would be great. Oh, that would be sensational. First Class Gamer, what's going on, lad? First Class Gamer 951. Great to see you, mate. How you doing? Yes, Lewin would be an Ineos poster boy, definitely. Yep, no, absolutely. Only as a very last resort. We need a friend for sure in hospital bed, mate. We've already got loads of those, though, don't we? Goodness me. Martinez is in there chilling with him. Delict's been in and out there this season. Lenny Yoro. We've already got a few injury-prone belts. That physio room is busier than your local NHS doctors, lad, honestly. You don't think United are getting any top strikers in the summer? I think we will, Red Devil United. We have to. We've got to sign, obviously, sell players, but we've got to sign someone for the striker position, really. We have to, lad. Come on. Luke Shaw and the treatment room. No, rather Vardy or David. 100% Daz Solved. How you doing, Daz, you legend? John James Power says no. Only as a last resort. Injury-prone Evertonian Melter. Absolutely not. Forget about it. Forget about it. I'm with you there, Griffin, lad. There's much better options for us. It would kind of just show a little bit of a lack of ambition, wouldn't it, to pick him up as a free agent and actually play him. It's a worry. Vardy on a 1-year deal, Jonathan David on a nice 5-year deal as a free agent, happy days, and then actually break the bank for a proper striker number 9. And Man United are sorted for many years there up top in the number 9 position if we were to get like a Gyokeres type. He's the main guy at 27, Jonathan David backing him up, 25. People will be injured sometimes. They'll get plenty of game time. Then you've got a youngster behind him or an experienced player just to chip in a few. So, yeah, you'd rather play Cheeto. So would I, actually. I would rather give Cheeto Obi opportunities right now, definitely. It's because YouTube has just shat it there, First Class Gamer. I don't know why. I was reading a Reddit thing yesterday, and basically for some channels, like YouTube's changed everyone's names to their @ handles. It's bizarre. Yeah, you're a Liverpool fan. Wouldn't even wish him on you guys. Gary says, as a West Ham fan, I hope you sign him. Means we won't be signing him. Yeah, exactly. Nobody really wants him. It's the injury proneness as well. And we just looked at the stats, and they're not amazing. I know he's not an out-and-out finisher or like a, proper, what's the word? Fox, I don't know, Fox in the box type, but he's but he's still expected to score goals, and he's only got like 1 in 4 on his record. It's not the best. Get excited. I heard news about Anthony Santos sell to mid-table Spain club, then go Leon midfield powerful. Love that, Lucky Singh. I hope that's true. Yeah, I did see Batista sign somebody yesterday. Who was it again? They signed somebody yesterday for like 20 mil. It concerns me that they're spending money on others and they don't want to get this deal done for Anthony Dos Santos at the minute. It concerns me a little bit. So obviously we're trying to sell him. We expect that Real Betis or our club will be interested in Anthony, and we should be able to get 35 million or somewhere in that region for him, which will be really, really welcome, because we can use that money to buy a goalkeeper. You know, that could be the difference between us getting a Costa or a Martinez and just sticking with Andre Onana. So we certainly need to try and sell Anthony Dos Gastos. Frey Bentos would be the shirt sponsor if he signs. Laughing, but I can see us signing him. That scares me. Oh, I know, I can as well. It feels like a bit of a glazer shithousery signing, as I was saying earlier. I feel like this is the sort of player that they go for, you know, a player that's just really decent value for money and, you know, isn't going to cost too much overall. They just like to do that, don't they? And he's homegrown as well. That's beautiful, isn't it, History Buff? Welcome to Diego Leon. Hopefully we can see a really good player there at United for us. Yeah, we need some good players who can challenge the likes of Dorgu, Dallo, all these guys. Yes, disappointed with the like versus view account. What's the view account, lad? Hang on. It's all good, you know. Oh, 324 people watching. Legends, welcome in. Thank you so much for joining in. Give us a cheeky little like and a subscribe if you're new. Yes, get yourself subscribed. Change my handle to my name. Strange, isn't it? That is strange, isn't it? Oh, nice there, the Cinnamon. Getting up in Geordieland. Wow. Interesting. They're the only stadium in the country with its own personal Greggs. I'm joking. Anyway, right. So Dominic Calvert-Lewin, guys, it's a no from me, Carol, but he is now a free agent, or he will be tomorrow. He's leaving Everton. He will, I guess, be wanted by some clubs. He'll probably end up signing for a lower sort of Premier League style team. I could actually see a team like, I don't know, Sunderland or something going in for him, you know. That'd probably be quite a good pickup for them. Somebody like that. But for us, he's just not really right. There's better options. Even Jamie Vardy at his age is a better option. He'll probably be more fit and available throughout the season to chip in a few goals here and there as a backup. Then there's Jonathan David, if you're looking for a free agent as well, who's just got much more value and much more quality in terms of what he could potentially offer you, but also his fitness levels and stuff like that are just better. DCL's an injury-prone player. DCL incoming, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me, boss. I'll be totally honest, if we were actually to end up going for him, because this is what I'm saying. I feel like United do sign players like that sometimes. Right, let's have a little look at this then. So Victor Gyokeres. Still on the agenda for Amorim if he doesn't go somewhere else like Arsenal, or if another top club goes in for him. There's even links with the likes of Liverpool. That's just, I think, a hearsay link. They're linked to everyone. But for Gyokeres and Man United, there is still the feeling that it's alive, but the price tag is too much. You know, Gyokeres is unhappy with the treatments going on here with him being priced out of a move. The price tag's too much. This is from Fab this morning. The president, Varandas, of Sporting has spoken about this matter again. And he said, I'm not going to say what the price is. The player knows what it is. I can tell you that Victor won't leave for 60 million euros plus 10. He won't. He just won't. That's right. Pretty firm words there from Varandas. Now, obviously, he's trying to just generate as much cash as he can for his club. So he's just said that the 70 million euros won't get it done. We know that they want closer to 80 or 90 million. 80 or 90 million euros for Gyokeres. That's just not realistic. That's very much not going to happen. Nor should United actually go for this type of player right now, a player that costs too much, a player that can break the bank. We don't need that right now. We've done it over the last few years a lot, and we know that it doesn't even work for us most of the time. If you look at the big money signings we made in recent times, very few of them have actually done anything, really. I mean, Bruno's been a good player for us, but other than that, Sancho was Gascho. You know, Anthony was a complete Bantony. He was Gash. the big signings, the big money signings, a lot of them just don't work out. So we shouldn't even be putting all of our eggs in one basket like that with a price tag anymore. I've said it, 65 million is our limit for all these players, and we shouldn't be paying more than a couple £100,000 a week at the minute for wages. We've got to get rid of this toxic environment of the football club when it comes to us paying too much money to clubs for players, and also us paying players too much money where it makes them almost impossible to sell down the line. So we've got to get away from that. But this guy, this Sporting president, obviously, it's in the situation where they're going to have to start playing ball at some point. It's all part of the negotiation game. They say we want 80 or 90, we're not going any lower. But as the summer transfer window drags on, and I think this is the signing, one of those signings this summer that is going to drag on significantly. It's going to take time. But as the summer transfer window drags on, they will obviously have to soften their stance if they do want to sell him. And the player's desperate to go, obviously. Well, not desperate to go, but he's understood to not be happy with the situation there at Sporting with them looking for too much money, apparently going back on this gentleman's agreement that they had for 60 plus 10. That's the figure. He said it himself. I can tell you that Victor won't leave for 60 plus 10. He won't. But that's the apparent agreement that they had with the players' camp previously. Obviously, maybe not in writing, but there was an understanding, a gentleman's agreement, apparently, that it would be around about 70 million euros total that they'd allow him to go for, which is cracking money for Sporting. They're being greedy. And I guess it's in their best interest to be, because they don't care if this drags on all summer, if it nets them an extra 15 mil or something. So there you go. That's the situation there. Be prepared for a very annoying, frustrating summer of links to Victor Gyokeres for all clubs like United and Arsenal, who were supposedly interested. Arsenal, obviously, they may well be signing Sesko or who knows, somebody else. If they end up getting somebody else other than Gyokeres, that means Gyokeres is free to join Manchester United. And I'm sure he'd still be interested in joining Man United. He never rejected Man United. He's got that Amorim link there. If Arsenal's no longer on the table with their Champions League football and stability, then he's going to have to get real, isn't he? And what's the other option? He stays at Sporting. He's not getting the money he could get at United at Sporting. It's not as big of a competition. It's not the Premier League. And plus, also on top of that, he actually doesn't want to stay there because of this situation now. So his place at the football club is an unhappy one, by all accounts anyway. From all the reports, he's not happy with the fact that this club are offering or seeking too much money from potential buyers to price him out of a move right now. He wants to go. He wants to move, ideally to a Champions League top club, but he wants to go. And if the offers come in for 80 million, I guess Sporting would accept it, but that's not going to happen, I don't think, right now. Man United or Arsenal, we shouldn't pay that amount of money for this player. It's too much. Players, you can't get players for 90 million from the Portuguese league. It just doesn't really happen. So it's been difficult for them to keep hold of him. If they don't play ball over the summer at some point, they're going to have a one-away player who's unhappy on their hands, and so they're going to have to soften their stance. I think they'll soften their stance, guys, and I think we'll probably end up putting a bid in for... It'll probably end up being a little bit more than this. You know, this 60 plus 10 figure. I think whoever ends up buying him, be it Arsenal or Man United, and hopefully it is Man United, because I do think it'd be a great addition, but I think it'd be 75 million all told, 75 million euros, which is what, about 65 million pounds? That's the sort of figure we're paying for our big marquee signings right now, and that's in keeping with what we're doing. How much do you think it would take to prize him away from Sporting? But they apparently want 80 or 90, but no. 60 plus 10 was the agreement in place. Maybe they want a little bit more than that, but it can't be a lot more than that. Maybe 65 plus 10 in terms of euros. So if that's the case, 75 million euros all told, I think that's the magic number to get him done. And Sporting cannot reasonably expect to get any more money than that for him, because they are in a weaker position than most. If they were a Premier League side and they had that link, or that Premier League rivalry factor, and also just the homegrown talent factor, and obviously there's many reasons. There's a Premier League premium you have to pay to take a player from a Premier League team. If he played for them, okay, fair enough, I could maybe understand it, but he's playing for Sporting, and Sporting cannot get the top whack money that a lot of these other clubs can get for their players, in my opinion. So as far as Gyokeres goes, he is still on the cards for Man United, but he's still obviously a lot down the list at the moment, because, well, we don't have really the readies available for it. We've got to sell players first. We've got to get rid of these melts first, raise some funds, get the cash in, and then hopefully also hope that he even wants to come to Manchester United. He's never rejected Manchester United. Apparently he hasn't closed the door on Manchester United, but his preference seemingly is still to go to Arsenal, where they have Champions League football stability and are up there challenging for things, and they've also had quite a positive window so far. So his thoughts are he wants to go to Arsenal, but if that doesn't materialise, if they go for Sesko or Arsenal aren't willing to pay the money, then the door is open for Manchester United for Victor Gyokeres. So I'll ask the chat, guys, yes or no, do you still want Victor Gyokeres at the football club? If we could work a deal out, I don't know, for 75 million or something, 75 million euros, it's a lot of money. Do you want him, yes or no? The reason I ask that is because a lot of people probably are a little bit turned off by the fact that he supposedly wants to go and play for Arsenal ahead of Manchester United. You know, so it does seem like he's going to obviously be wanted by several football clubs, but Arsenal is the club that are leading the chase at the moment with this guy, and he's understood to want to go there for the Champions League football and the fact that they're challenging at the top of the league. Mrs. P? Hiya. How you doing? I'm just in the middle of a stream, hang on. It's all right, I just wanted to shut the door there. Are you all right? Sorry, Mrs. P just got back from shopping. Sporting President Ferrando's on Victor Gyokeres not going to say what the price is. The player knows what it is. I can tell you, Victor won't leave for 60 million plus 10. He won't. So they're being too greedy, guys. Simple. Way too greedy for Victor Gyokeres at the moment. Let's see what you guys are saying in the live chat then. Hey, Berber, what's going on, lad? Working outside. It's too hot. Oh, mate. Dude, tell me about it. 26.3 in here right now. Hope you're well, though, mate. But that's awesome. Working outside is beautiful. Compared to working inside anyway, in a sauna. Hope you're good there, lad. Yes, says Mark Coughlin, he'd still be interested in Gyokeres. No, yes, no, yes. Yes, 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 no. Well, I think one thing's for sure, guys. Amorim would be interested in him. Amorim would be keenly interested in him because he previously worked with him at Sporting. He's obviously scored loads of goals for him previously, works in the system that Amorim plays. So I think he'd be well interested in him still, but it's just whether or not he wants to go and play for a team that finished 15th and has no European football. Because let's face it, he's playing in the Champions League for Sporting. Smashed in 6 and 8 this season just gone in the Champions League. Okay, they're never going to go that far in the tournament and go for a big run in the tournament. But we have no European football right now. So that's not exactly great. Mark says yes. Neil says no. Berber says yes. Lovely Fishy Fish says yes. No. He's a piss taker. No. Do you know what, though, Jamie, right? So a lot of this is all sorts of media speculation as well. It's not like there's been an interview with Victor Gyokeres where he said, I would like to go to Arsenal. I don't want to go to a team that has no Champions League football. Screw that noise. He's not said that, really. It's all been sort of like hearsay, media spin, you know, little dribs and drabs coming from different sources. And it's just mostly media speculation, in my opinion. So we don't even know what his true intentions are. You would think that if Arsenal were in for him and Man United were in for him and the money was the same and everything, that he would go to Arsenal. You would just reasonably assume that because of the fact that they are in a much better position than us right now. So we have to be honest. Yeah, Sporting are not in control of Gyokeres transfer. He is. He's told the club he wants out. Precisely there, Ivor. That's it. And as the transfer window drags on, they're going to have to soften their stance. Otherwise, they won't be able to get a deal done. And then what? They've got a want-away player on the hands, kicking up a stink, unmotivated, frustrated. Precisely. Gregory Burke would have him, though. Yes, get in there, my son. Give Ruben what he needs. Precisely. That's it. If Amorim wants it, at the end of the day, it doesn't... You know what? We're all voting saying yes or no. Would you be interested in this guy? Griffin says absolutely yes. You know what? It doesn't even matter a jot what me or you thinks in regards to this situation. It only matters what Amorim thinks. If Amorim wants him and thinks he's the guy to do the job in his team and he can get him, then all hail that decision. Because this is it, really. We have to give him the tools. Jonathan's just hit the nail on the head. We have to at least give Amorim the tools to do the job that he is trying to do. Stylistically, team-wise, the play style-wise, etc., the formation. You've got to give him the players in order to actually play this system properly. The reason we're getting rid of gashbags like Garnacho, Rashford, Sancho, yes, they are all bad attitude stinkers. That's the main reason. But beyond that, it's because they're not really systematically right for this team and style that Amorim's playing right now anymore. None of which are proper number 10s or wing-backs, you know. So that's kind of the issue there, really. They're conventional wingers. Oh, no, he's not available on a free, I don't think, is he? But Son would be definitely somebody I would be interested in, yeah. Absolutely. What's the Mbeumo update? The Mbeumo update is just simply that, we're working on Mbeumo, and the structure is obviously quite annoying because Man United want to scrimp and save here and there, don't we, and pay some down the line. Bryan Mbeumo is keen on joining United, no issues there. The deal's expected to reach ahead in the next couple of days where there can be an agreement reached. But right now, obviously, the second bid rejected. It's more or less just the same situation. Clubs are in club-to-club talks at the moment over the weekend. They're having discussions to try and get the deal wrapped up over the line. And when that is close, I guess it will be agreed. It will be, when it's agreed, it's agreed. And then it'll probably be the 1st of July we see him come in, or at least we see an official announcement. So there's nothing new there. There's no agreement. There's no done deal. But the deal's so close. Brentford are asking for a little bit more. We've offered 55 plus 7.5. It was rejected. If we offered 62.5 all up front, then we would probably quite simply, get the deal done. But obviously United trying to give a little bit further down the line. 1st of July, I reckon, as well. Yeah. How is the bid rejected and medical scheduled? Well, the medical's not actually scheduled, is it? I think it's planned. I think that's different. Planned for next week, obviously, for when this deal is going to be reaching an agreement. But obviously the clubs have to reach an agreement first, and then they have to give him permission to have that medical. So that will happen at the start of next week if this deal's going ahead, which it looks like it is. I agree with you, Marks. Thank you so much. He says Gyokeres had his best years playing for Amorim. I completely agree with you, boss. That's it. Amorim's had a hand in his sort of development and stuff as well. Hey, Stuart Zekman, sorry I missed that super chat there, Stuart. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Stuart Zekman, you beast. Can we get some love hearts in there for Stuart Zekman? Thank you, Stuart. Yes, mate, let's see what you've got to say for himself. So, Stuart says, sorry, well off topic, but is it true that the entire village of Little Bredy in Dorset is being evicted by some corporate landlord? Cheers. Honestly, Stuart, I have no fucking clue about anything you've just said there, lad. Little Bredy, I've never even heard of it, mate. I've never even heard of it. And that's not how you spell Dorset, mate. But either way, I've never heard of Little Bredy. But I'll take your word for it. That sounds pretty gash. I don't know anything about that, though, mate. Literally nothing. Never even heard of that place. That is off topic, though, mate. Definitely. Yeah. That's gash, though, mate. That's a nightmare. Who's the corporate landlords? Is it the glazer shithouses by any chance? Yeah, I think it might be. I've never heard of Little Bredy, though. That's crazy, isn't it? What's that all about? Anyway, let's stick to football. Thank you, Stuart Zekman. Really appreciate that, lad. Okay, let's move on with the rest of the news. We are going to have a Q&A in a bit, so everybody can have their say and get in their raw. But look at this. United have to pay players to leave. I think that's something that we're going to have to do this summer. This is from the Telegraph. United may have to pay players to leave this summer because of their lengthy and lucrative contracts. Marcus Rashford, Garnacho are among those that they want to sell but are finding it hard due to big wages. I don't think Garnacho would be such an issue, but think about Sancho and think about Rashford. We are going to have to pay them, more than likely anyway. Obviously can't say that for sure, but more than likely we're probably going to have to pay them something to play for somebody else this season. Isn't that a disgrace? Because Barca might take him on loan, they might. But are they prepared to take the punt of paying 1.4 million out every single month? They might be more willing to pay closer to 275 or 300k a week or whatever. They might just not be able to get the deal justified and done at the value that his wages are on right now. And obviously, for United's point of view, if we want him to go and actually get away from the team and not be here and also save as much money as we can, we might have to be open to doing something like that. And especially in regards to Jadon Sancho. So Rashford's one of those that I guess maybe a big money club like Barca could find the deal for. But with with Sancho, there's just no chance, I don't think, that anybody else in the world pays him 300k a week for the next year. We've heard Napoli and Juventus want to pay him close to 150, and that's what he probably realistically should be on at the moment. And that's if he was playing and if he was wanted at a club anywhere in the world. But at United, he's not wanted, and he's not even worth 150k a week for us. But as I said, if he was a free agent tomorrow, Sancho would probably be able to get a contract at, a decent club like a Napoli or Juventus, good club, very good club. But it would be for half of what he's getting at United right now. And that's as a free agent with no real significant fees up front either. So he is definitely not able to get 300k a week from anyone, which means that Manchester United are pretty much forced, realistically, to have to pay some of his wages to go and play for somebody else. And that, my friends, is an absolute disgrace. But that's the situation we find ourselves in with Man United and the way that we've structured our contracts and wages over the years, signing all too many players on big money, making it impossible to sell them, and giving them such cushy contracts they'd rather sit on their hands for the next year and do piss all, play late night FIFA, and just not really have any sort of involvement in a football team, it seems. Like Sancho, if he wants to play, he is going to have to be open to maybe taking a little bit of a pay cut. But unfortunately, for Man United's point of view, guys, if Sancho's going to go, we are going to have to be open to also paying him a significant amount of his wages. So there you go. That's it, really. That's from the Telegraph. And I actually agree with this article, like, wholeheartedly. I think that United will have to end up paying a lot of our players that we have a little bit to go and play elsewhere. No worries, Mike TG says, I appreciate you going more live more than usual. Thank you very much, lad. Well, I'm just trying to keep the wheels a-rolling, lad, on the channel, aren't I, end of the day? You know, I don't even really like talking about the transfer news and all that stuff, guys, to be honest. But what would I be doing if not? There wouldn't really be any stuff on the channel. Plus, it's exciting, obviously, to see who we're going to sign, or it was exciting until we've had 3-week delays and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting to see how we shape up for the season. But ultimately, I hate talking about all this speculation guff, lad, all the time. But we've got to keep the wheels are rolling, don't we, on the channel, mate? Yeah, you know it. That's right. Thank you very much for that, though, Mike TG. Appreciate that. But anyway, yeah, so it's a lot of money that we're going to have to try and save and obviously get rid of these players. It's better to save 100k a week or 200k a week than nothing, isn't it? And so, like, Sancho, if he's going to go to, I don't know, Napoli, and they can reach an agreement for 180k a week, and that's the maximum they're paying, and either we pay 120k a week for another year and he goes and plays for them for 180k a week and we're making up the rest of his wages with a 120k payment. I guess that's better for us than paying 300k a week to somebody that's just not even going to be training with the first team. So we are bent over a barrel there in regards to the wages and the structure of. I just hope that we don't sign any more players on ridiculously overinflated contracts. Let's shop around for a lesser type of player. I don't care if it is a lesser type of player. Let's make the next star. We've already proven that spending the big money doesn't work. You're not guaranteed a star. You're not guaranteed them to work. Let's look for the next generation, the next quality player for a cheaper, more reasonable fee. That's what I say. Dilvani, no, I haven't, mate. I've done an 18.5-hour stream once, but never a 24-hour stream. I do plan on doing a 24-hour stream at some point for charity, mate, so watch this space. But I haven't done it before, no. I did an 18.5-hour stream once, though. Some of the OGs will remember it. Stuart Zeckman, thank you so much for your super chat here, Stuart, lad. I appreciate you, my friend. He says, all right, on topic, would you take Harvey Elliott from Liverpool if they're selling him? He's a winger that would fit into Amarin's system, no. Is he? Would he fit in Amarin's system? I mean, I certainly would have him. Definitely. He looks really good, doesn't he? I was very impressed with him last night in the under-21s final there. And obviously he has been good. Yeah, he's got a lot of potential, that guy, doesn't he? Very good, very good. I mean, he's like the star of that team. But right now, I don't think it is right for us because I think we need sort of like, we've got the 10s we need. We kind of need wing backs. We kind of need striker, you know. But, I mean, I would be interested in a good young player. He is a good young player. Definitely a good young player. But it's very unlikely for me, that one, though, Stuart. I just don't really think we would even entertain the idea positionally. But also, it's just a very difficult one to get anyone from Liverpool, isn't it? Like, it just doesn't happen, mate. It just doesn't happen. We could have gone for, you know, even the goalie that they sold to Brentford, Kelleher. But we, obviously, there's just no help from them. They're not going to sell us players unless we were to pay them a ridiculous amount of money. So yeah, Stuart, I just don't think that's going to happen, my lad, or is even feasible at all, lad. But thank you so much for your super chat, you legend, Stuart Zeckman. I appreciate you, Don. Get in there. Yeah, Dilvani says, no, he won't fit. We need cams, not wingers. Yeah. Hey, Rob Always United, thank you so much. He says, big up for streaming in the heat, Piggy. Oh, it's just getting hotter and hotter in here. 27, the sun's beaming on the window. That there. It's 27 now in here. Oh, my goodness me. Alan Broughton, what's going on? Yes, no Scousers. Right, anyway, so let me... Let me just crack on with the thank you, Rob Always United. Appreciate that. And thank you, Vanta Silva, for the super chats. As a gunner, sir. Do you guys truly believe in Amorim? I don't. No, I don't. To answer your question honestly, Vanta, how could I? It's early doors yet. He may well be the mutt's nuts for us. He may be the bee's knees. But it's way too early to say that. He's been in here for basically 6 months we've seen him manage the football club. And he had, let's face it, not a very good impact in that time. I understand, though, why. I understand, and I'm prepared to be patient because he had a shit show of a set of players there left for him. He's trying to revolutionise and change the team. He never wanted to come mid-season. They wanted him to go in mid-season so he could learn for the rest of this season, basically, about his squad and the Premier League and all that sort of stuff in preparation for next season. So that's what the understanding always was. So I am well behind him. I'm fully behind him. But do I truly believe 100% in him that he's definitely going to do the job and definitely going to be the right man to get us successful? No, I'm not convinced really because of the rate of which we've played over the performances over the last 6 months and the points and everything. How could we be satisfied with that? We can't say it's all his fault. It's obviously hardly his fault. It's barely his fault. Yes, he's made 1 or 2 errors. Yes, there was 1 or 2 selection issues here and there. You know, Europa League final, I think he shat it, blah, blah, blah. But overall, I blame the previous regime. I blame the owners. I blame the set of gash players we've got on too much money that we can't sell because we've inflated their egos and their contracts and stuff over there. You know, we've got so many reasons why we're a failure, and it's the minimum reason or the smallest reason is Amorim. So from my perspective, let's see how he gets on. Back him, give him all the tools he needs to do the job, and then hopefully as the season progresses, we'll truly start to believe in this guy that he's our saviour, you know? But it's early doors. How many managers have we seen? How many top big-name managers have we seen come in since Fergie left and fail? We've seen struggles at United over the last 12 years or so. So it would be no surprise if it was another season of mediocrity and a struggling manager, in all honesty. But ultimately, I like Amorim. I like how he handles himself. I really have warmed to him a lot, you know? Really warmed to him a lot. I think he's very open, frank and honest. And I also believe in what he's trying to do. And in order to do what he's trying to do, you have to give him time to completely change the setup at United, which he's done or trying to do over the next few months as well as the last 6. So he didn't really have the players to play the system he wanted last season. Think about the striker. We had no striker. We had a shit goalkeeper. But aside from that, he didn't really have the proper sort of players, the number 10s, the wing backs, you know, the number 6 or whatever to do the proper job that his system needs. If you give him the tools for his system, it could be much more fruitful for us this season, lad. So that's where I'm at with it. I honestly like Amorim, but I just don't really, I'm not convinced by what I've seen so far, but that's not to say that he can't do some brilliant things for us. Okay, also wanted to talk about this very quickly. This is from Fabrizio Romano a short while ago. Speaking of Erik ten Hag's shithouse signings, PSV Eindhoven do not trigger the buy option for Tyrell Malacia. The left-back returns to Manchester United. We just can't sell anyone, mate. We just can't sell anyone, can we? It's crazy, man. I know he played, won the league with them or whatever over there, didn't he? He played 8 games, though, only 8 games, so he was only a fringe player. I guess they just don't see the value in it. But there you go. Tyrell Malacia is back at Man United. I don't really think we're going to see much of him in terms of the squad or in what he's going to offer us. He'll probably be trying to be moving him on right now, I suppose, this summer. But you never know. I guess it's a bit more extra depth there as a wing-back. But he's really not all that, is he? He's just never really done all that much for us. And I guess he had that big injury. That really didn't help him at all. He's pretty much out for a whole season, wasn't he? That really didn't help him at all. But he's just not really ever done anything. He's a proper Ten Hag mug signing. And if Ten Hag wants to go and get him back and have him there at Leverkusen, please do come and get him. But the reality is probably even he doesn't want him. Do you know what I've noticed about that? Is Erik ten Hag seemingly has learned, so far at least, it's early in the window, but so far at least from his previous signings and mistakes. Because, you know, he hasn't gone and signed Anthony. He hasn't gone and tried to convince Garnacho, or, you know, obviously didn't sign Garnacho, but you know what I mean, his ex-player. He obviously didn't try and sign Højlund or Nana, or... Because these players are available for cut price right now, let's be honest. From what he actually paid, not he personally, but what he oversaw with the spending on those players, you would think that at a snip of a price, he would be interested in those players. But even he has learned that all those signings are shite. I still think that there's something dodgy with all of that, guys. You know, with the whole Eric Ten Hag and his agent company or whatever the fuck it is. I've forgotten what actually is the setup there, but he's got some sort of vested interest in some sort of agency, doesn't he, or something? Anyway, I find it altogether rather sus. That's all I'm saying. Altogether rather sus. Why he'd sign all those shit players for such big money. But anyway. So they're not buying Tyrone Malacia, guys. That is off the books, off the cards, I should say. And now we've got another player to try and sell. Great stuff. All right, guys. So in a minute, I'm going to shout out everyone that's reposted us on the link here at the top of the live chat. And then I'll just do a quick rundown of what we've discussed on this show. And then we'll get into the live chat for a bit of a Q&A. So let me just shout out everyone on X real quick here. Big up to the legends. We've had 13 reposts. Thank you so much to the Butcher of Manchester, Gary Wadsley, MUFC Brummy Weds, Paul Nangle, Kane, Aidan Vickery, John Boy Cat, Griffin, Sanjay Ramatar, United Flying High, Kieran, Vincent Bullock, and Aaron Homeyard. Get in there, you legends. Thank you so much for sharing it around there. Let's just go through what we've discussed then on this show very quickly for anybody who's just getting in here. As always, keep hitting the likes, guys. Help us get to 250 likes. We're nearly there. Give us a like spike. It does help the stream out, helps the channel out. It's free, and it helps us compete with clickbaiters and corporations. So smash the like. Also, hit the subscribe button if you're new. Get yourself subscribed. We're going to be on here actually in a couple of hours again because we're doing the watch-along for the PSG versus Inter Miami game. I just fancied watching it, and I thought if I'm watching it, I'll do a watch-along for it. So if you're around, you can join us in a couple of hours for that as well. We're on here for the PSG versus Inter game, guys. And we're only 12 subscribers away from 91.1k as well. So, right, let's get stuck into the live chat then, guys. Let's get stuck raw into the live chat here. Berbalad says, sent some news via Twitter DM pig. Could be good for us. So let's take a little look-see at this then. Raphael Leao links. Interesting as well, says Tommy. Oh, mate, what a player. But surely, I thought, isn't Bayern interested in him or something? I don't know. Let's have a little look at what Berber sent me here real quick. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so Bild in Germany are reporting that Arsenal are now seriously considering signing Hugo Ekitike. Very interesting. Yeah, I mean, obviously they've been linked with a couple of different players from the Bundes, haven't they? There was Sesko and Ekitike. Ekitike was a United target a few days back. We were talking about that. And also apparently Liverpool interested in him as well. I mean, that's definitely interesting, isn't it? If they were to sign, well, we just hope that Arsenal sign somebody like that. Somebody like Ekitike, somebody like Sesko, who we don't want. And then it leaves the door open for Man United to obviously go and get Gyokeres. That's all we're hoping for, really. But maybe Arsenal are still working on Gyokeres. We know, obviously, like, you look at we're working on, Arsenal are working on Sesko and Gyokeres in terms of negotiations, or at least putting the feelers out there. They've at least had discussions. We know that at the very least. So they're sort of working on both deals at the same time, putting the feelers out. But it doesn't seem there's a very good value deal for Arsenal right now, at least not a striker that they really want to go and pay the money for. Sesko apparently is valued by RB Leipzig about 80 to 100 million euros. Gyokeres is valued by Sporting at approximately 80 to 90 million euros. Now, Ekitike was reportedly valued at 100 million euros, but I saw some reports that they were prepared to soften their stance because that's just ridiculous for a player that only scored like 13 goals or something in the Bundes last season. So, that's an interesting thing. Thanks for sending that, Burley. Yeah, I mean, anything that gets Arsenal a new striker that isn't Gyokeres hopefully increases the likelihood that we're able to go and get him. And I think if anybody is likely to pay the money in desperation that Sporting want, it probably is us, isn't it? What if they sign Gyokeres and Sesko? I can't see that happening, JB. That would be like the best part of 160, maybe more, in terms of 160 million. Think about they've already signed some players as well, the likes of Subamendi and stuff. Oh, thank you, Aaron. Yes, that is where the watch-along's going to be. So we've got a watch-along set up on the channel. PSG versus Inter. It's taking place at 5 p.m. UK time, I think the kickoff is. I will pin that to the top of the live chat right there. Let's get in there raw and replace that to the top, at the top of the chat there. So at the end of the stream, you can click that link and that'll take you through to the watch along, which is already set up. Set a reminder and smash a like on it. You know it makes sense, right? Okay, time for a big Q&A, guys. Let's get stuck into the live chat here raw. See what you guys are saying for yourselves. Kate Cadet, how you doing? Says, so we're getting Calvert-Lewin then, are we? I really don't think we're getting Calvert-Lewin, mate, no. But obviously he is now a free agent. He's not someone that I want. I imagine he's on the shortlist, but he's got to be right with the way down the shortlist. You know, still, if we're looking for free agents or really cheap players, I'd still rather Jonathan David. I'd still rather Jamie Vardy ahead as an option at the club. And then if we're looking at signing players for money, obviously players like Mateta, Visser, Gyokeres, these are all much more suited to us. I mean, his stats, 71 goals in 274. His stats are bang average, really, 1 in 4, and he's an injury-prone melter. So, no, it's a no from me, Carol. I don't think that's happening, Cake. But it is a glazer shithouse signing, though, isn't it? Who will ever buy Onana? Oh, who would buy Onana? That's a very good question, mate. That's a very good question, lad. I'm not so sure I know the answer to that one, lad. I don't think anybody does. Potentially a team in Italy. He did come over from the Italian league where he was doing well, by all accounts. Honestly, would rather have Mateta as well. Yeah, same. The most. Mateta, Visser, I like the Premier League proven aspect. Ollie Watkins, I'm a fan of personally. You know, not to a huge degree, but I think he'd be a good option. Yeah, Duran to Fenerbahce, United could have got him. I know, he's another great option. He would have been a great pickup as well. But he's on huge money. Fenerbahce, I think they're going to be paying a few £100,000 a week there to him. They were interested in Sancho even. But Duran, obviously, better value overall, even though he's still ridiculously expensive. What's up there, Keanu? Arsenal should sign Ilya Taporia. Ollie Watkins, here we go, says James Riley. How you doing, Jamie? Yes. Did you get your T-shirt, Jamie? Actually, I think I saw a message from you that you did. Thank you for letting me know. Vanta Silva, let's go. He says, please ignore us Gunners. Our summer is peak wank. Do you reckon your summer? I don't think your summer's doing too badly at the moment, isn't it, Fanta? Yes, you haven't got that striker, but at least you signed Zubamendi. At least you've signed, who else you signed? You signed Kepa as a backup. Norgard, right? So I don't know about that, Fanta. It's better than ours so far. Then again, if we get Mbeumo done on the 1st of July, I think we would take the lead in terms of having a better one because Mbeumo and Cunha adds a lot of goals to our team. But still, the window's gash overall for Man United until we've signed a striker and a goalkeeper, and even then, we could do with 1 or 2 more. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that could happen for Arsenal, Gyokeres for now, and Sesko for the future. I don't think they're going to spend that sort of money on them. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. And plus, if you are one of those players, like, are you really going to want to go to a team that has already lots of options up there? The whole point of being an attractive proposition for a player at Arsenal right now is that they don't have the number 9 striker that they need. So there's a fantastic opportunity for someone there who can just bang goals for fun. They do score a lot. They are creative, and obviously, if you think about it, they're not that far away in their team from actually having the tools to challenge. You know, they do need a proper goal scorer. If they had a Thierry Henry. If they had Thierry Henry up there right now, this team would probably win the league. You know, it's quite close. It's very close. It's just fine margins, isn't it? You need someone who can bang the 25 goals a season or whatever in the league, and that's how you compete. And if they got that, they would be up there. So I don't think they'll sign 2 sort of high-profile top strikers because, you know, you wouldn't put anything past these bastards that run our club. No, fair enough. Sporting could make this easier on the player themselves by agreeing the gentleman agreement they entered into. Oh, I know they really could do, but they are indeed playing the hard game, aren't they? Views from Lookout. Thank you so much, Views from the Lookout, for the super sticker of the lemon and what appears to be a lime or an apple. Thank you so much. I appreciate you there, View from Lookout. Get in there, you legend. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, lad. But just on that Gyokeres stuff, I mean, look, obviously Gyokeres is he's keen to go, and like you said about that gentleman's agreement, 60 plus 10, I think they won't accept that. It's going to have to be a little bit sweeter than that. I think they're unrealistic if they expect to get 80 to 90 million euros for this guy, personally. I really do. But 75 million euros, they could get that. 65 million pounds, around about that. That's what we've paid for Matheus Cunha and also Mbeumo. It makes sense. That's the magic number for me, and that should be the magic number for them. Bless their little cotton socks. You can't blame them. You cannot blame them, you know, for doing what they've done and try to just squeeze as much money as they can out the deal there. You can't blame them. They're losing the player anyway. What do they care if he's pissed off? If they can get an extra 10 million euros, they'll try and do that. Of course they will. But I don't think they get that much money because ultimately people are going to be looking in different directions if there's not a reasonable deal on the table. Yeah, Flash says, even if we do sign Emilio Martinez, he wouldn't play against Arsenal, Fulham and Burnley. So would you trust Bender for those first 3 games? Personally, yes, for me. I mean, I would, yeah. It's only a few games. I'd be all right for him for a few games. It's not ideal. Nice, Jamie Riley, lad. You've been rocking the T-shirt. That's awesome. That's awesome. Pleased to hear it, my son. Reports, Pig. What you on about there, Vincent, my son? Callum Wilson on a free? I'd rather Wilson than Dominic Calvert-Lewin, most definitely. Oh, most definitely. That's a low bar. Arsenal's supposed to be good and they're going backwards. Have faith in Ineos this season, you'll see. Thank you, View, from the Lookout. Appreciate that. Thought you'd give something to the Pepsi Max fund. Oh, thank you so much, mate. You just reminded me to have a swig of drink there as well. Has the whole transfer market only got 4 players? Club needs to broaden its scope. Good point, but I mean, we do have like a short list of players we should be interested in. Obviously, it's dependent a lot on what the manager wants as well. Yes, we're coming for Gyokeres, do you reckon? Not so sure. Not so sure. It depends on other clubs, sadly. But I actually don't think he's going to Arsenal. I think they'll end up getting someone else, probably Sesko, and I think we will actually pick him up, personally. That's my thoughts. It just might be later on in the window. Nice one, lad. Nice one, lad. Moisey Keane links as well. Yes, I've seen this as well, you know, Lucky Singh. I'm not crazy about it because of his performances previously in the Prem, but you know what? His record's brilliant over there in Italy, so... yeah. You think Gyokeres won't come to us? He's playing us to get a move to Arsenal. Still might be long shot. You'd love a Pig T-shirt. You'd love that. Have you not got one already, Paul? I can't remember. Well, keep entering the giveaways, lad. Keep entering the competitions when they come up, and you might win one. I do have them on my eBay store, actually, I think. But, you know, you can check it out if you want as well. Let me just put eBay in the chat, see if it pops up there. Don't know if it does. But if you did want to check it out, there is a, yeah, you can get a shirt on my eBay store. Just specify the size that you're interested in, mate, if you want one there. Nice one. Okay, right, let's read a few more comments out there, my friends. Let's get stuck in here for a few more, good few more. I'm loving this chat today. Big ups to the legends. We're going to be back on here again for the 5 p.m. kickoff for the Inter Miami versus PSG game. But also we'll be back on here tonight for another transfer news show. I don't think I'm going to do the Bayern Munich game tonight because I want to sort of be on for the late night transfer news and stuff. And I might do, but I'm not sure at the minute. Bayern Cunha for 75 million is doomed us for other clubs see that price as a benchmark and they want to equal or more. That's true. That's true. I think that's fair. But I actually don't think that's a crazy amount to pay for Matheus Cunha. I think it's on the higher end of his value, but it's not a ridiculous amount. It's not like paying 85 million for Anthony. You know, it's not crazy, is it? What's the latest news? Oh, we've just gone over it, lad. We've just gone over it, lad. But we're working on Mbeumo still. Gyokeres, you know, is still on the list as well because Arsenal haven't put the bid in there yet. They haven't got an agreement. It seems Sporting are asking too much. Their president's quoted as saying that, you know, they want more money than the 60 plus 10. They simply want more money than that. Also, the other big story, Calvert-Lewin leaving Everton and is linked to us, but I don't really want him. He'd want a T-shirt if he knew how good I looked in mine. Really love us to get Gyokeres. Let's go. Hope Ugarte sold. Hey, Man United Greek fan, what's going on? You hope Ugarte sold? I think we've got to give him a big chance this season, mate. You know, I wasn't blown away by him last season, but let's give him a chance. He's got a good attitude at least. He's a battler. Let's see how he gets on. Let's see how he gets on this season. This is make or break for Ugarte, though. This season's make or break. In my opinion, you should only get 2 seasons at the football club, which is why players like Gashmas, Boylan and Onana should be moved on because they're proving guff over 2 seasons. You should only get 2 seasons for me. Ugarte's had 1 bang average season, but let's see how he gets on this season. Nice one, Daz Salford. You're going to be there, legend. You can talk United, bro. You guys are in a similar situation. You guys need a killer attacking force. Absolutely. And Mbeumo Cunha's a great start, but a proper striker up there is going to give us the ability to compete. We need to sign players quick and not leave it last minute. 100% get them in before the pre-season tour, and ideally before pre-season begins, but certainly pre-season tour. Gyokeres does want Arsenal over United, but I think Arsenal would want Sesko over Gyokeres. That's exactly why I think that's exactly what I think is happening. I think Gyokeres does want Champions League football and the stability that Arsenal can offer, but ultimately if they don't come in for him and bid for him, he's going to have to think elsewhere, isn't he? And United's probably top of the list. You think United will shock everyone this season? No, I think we'll be better, but I think we'll finish 7th. That's my pick. That's my prediction. Yeah, Jonathan Gallagher. Who would Jonathan Gallagher like to sign? Goodness me. Somebody who's providing a lot of extra birdseed to put on his noodles. Because he eats birdseed on noodles, guys, just letting you know. He actually does. Ineos can't even get Casemiro out. He's staying. Yeah. Okay, predictions for PSG v Inter. I've got to imagine PSG are going to batter them. I'll go 3-1 PSG, and I'll go 2-1 Bayern. Arsenal, Yoko's being used by Arsenal. Yeah, it could be. Could well be. That's it. If they're linked to several strikers, the likeliness that Leipzig are going to accept a slightly smaller offer increases if they're worried about losing out on a massive money deal. Yeah, exactly. Nice one. Thank you, Squid. I appreciate Mr. Squid, lad. What a legend. By the way, guys, if you are new to the channel, consider subscribing. We're on here daily with all the latest United news and in the evening as well. We're only 10 subscribers now away from 91.1. On our way to 100k, let's go. You do, he's shit. You wanted João Neves. Hey, fair enough. I'll tell you who is another good João. João Pedro. He's heavily linked with a couple of different teams at the moment. He would be a good option for us as well, but obviously we're nowhere linked with him whatsoever. But 23-year-old striker, you know, Brazilian friend. I think he'd be a very good pickup for most teams right now because he's young and has a lot of potential. Thank you, Man United Greek fan. Appreciate you there. Exactly. He's not going to be too useful, I don't think, because he's just so injury prone and also not that clinical anyway. Season make or break whole Man United squad. You guys are guarantees whether you could shock the league. Well, maybe, Vanta. If we get these players and Amarin's system starts to cook. Don't know, Pig. I might be. I might not be. My dog's not very well. Oh, no. Let's get some love hearts in there and well wishes for Vincent's dog. Sorry to hear that, mate. Well, I hope he makes a full recovery and is, you know, and is okay, bud. But sorry to hear that, Vincent. Much love to you, Vincent, lad. Yes, absolutely. That's the most important thing you've got going on today, lad. Focus up on what you need to, my friend, and we'll catch you whenever you're free. But much love to you, Vincent, you legend, and much love to the doggo. And Pig eats Marmite. Oh, my God, I can't think of anything worse. Yeah, Berber loves it. A lot of people love it, don't they? A lot of people love it. A lot of people like me hate it. If you put some Marmite in my gob right now, I would pretty much vomit on the spot. I can't handle Marmite. I've always found it absolutely abhorrent. If Casemiro stays, just get Palhinha on loan. I like that as well, Marks. Hey, what about Wilfred and Ndidi as well? Dudes, 9 million available from Leicester City. Relegation release clause. Come on. 28 years old. Premier League experience. You know, 2 years ago, we had paid 50 mil for that guy. 50k a week, says Lucky Singh. Levi Golding, Tottenham back. Yeah. Hope Mrs. P's good. She's all good, mate. She's been out with her mum and little P today doing some shopping. She just got back. We have a midfield that's barely good for Everton. People that don't subscribe wear the same underpants all week. You're not getting too emotional regarding our lack of transfers. I keep my expectations low so we don't get hurt. That's very mature, lad. That's a great way of looking at it, absolutely. Great, big love in here for Vincent Bullock, guys. Absolutely. Thank you, 3187, bruh. Appreciate you, lad. Arsenal fan laughing, but watch your manager won. Precisely. Well, he did win an FA Cup when he first came in at Arsenal. More luck than judgment. But let's face it, since then, they've had basically 6 years of nothing. Let's go. Hey, the artist formerly known as Canute. What's happening, you legend? Bringing out the love hearts there. That's got to be my favourite at that anybody's got, because obviously all the handles and ats has changed. Canute's was just Canute previously, but now it's changed to the artist formerly known as Canute. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing, isn't it? Palhinha isn't an Amarin-type player. Amarin wants an energetic midfielder alongside Bruno Fernandes. Palhinha is not energetic. Well, I mean, he's a great ball winner. He's a great destroyer. But I think maybe somebody, you know, with a bit of mobility is a good idea, you know. But Palhinha is a destroyer. He wins the ball, mate. You know, when he was in the Prem anyway, he was very effective at doing that. But as a option right now, he is a little bit older and stuff, I guess. You heard Felix, now Pedro as a shout. I like João Pedro, I do, but again, he's not going to us as he's probably going somewhere else. If we sign Marco Carnesecchi as a keeper, I give up. Even a novice can see he's not good enough for United. Again, I haven't seen a lot of Carnesecchi. I know there's links with him. Young keeper in Italy, what is he, 23 or something? I don't like the link personally. You know, I don't know enough about him. I think we need more experience. Diogo Costa's experience to a degree, obviously, big player for Portugal and Porto and 26 years old. But also, obviously, Martinez, 32, with his Argentina World Cup winning experience and his Premier League proven experience. He's also a better option right now as well. Yes, Berber says, Ndidi as a squad player. Heck yes, I'd definitely get him as well. You can't really go wrong for the price tag. Rushmano getting in there. Raw, lad. How you doing tonight, Rushmano? Or today, sorry. Get in there, Rushy. Yes, lad. Good to see you. Ndidi's injury prone. Ndidi's not good enough. I think Ndidi's good enough to be a squad player for us. I'm not saying he's going to come in and be the starter. I'm talking about a pickup for the squad. If he wants to leave a relegated side and be a squad player for United at 28 years of age, I think he could still do a good job for us. Ever heard about how Gash Gyokeres' agent is? Apparently he's also De Jong's agent. He screwed Barca over his price. I haven't really heard that, actually, but it wouldn't surprise me. Fiorentina midfield or Lyon midfield push. I like your style. 20 million Rios and 9 million Ndidi. United are shite in markets. Good shout there, Phil Taylor. Yeah, Richard Rios also linked to us as well, right? Quick recovery for your dog, Vincent. Yeah, absolutely. If we sign Ndidi, it will show we have really signed. I don't think so, Jesse, but each to their own, I understand what you're saying. But I just think even if we sign Vardy right now, that doesn't show that we've sunk it. It shows that we're signing a cheap player right now that fits a position and gives us some depth and extra experience and doesn't break the bank. Let's face it, we don't have 60 million to go and spend on a Wharton or somebody like that right now. Or 80 million, I think they want actually for Wharton, don't they? We don't have that sort of money right now because we need to prioritise a striker and a goalkeeper, and then we're getting Mbeumo done. And we haven't even sold players yet. So if we had hundreds of millions, maybe we would go and sign like a big signing like a Wharton or someone like that for the next many years. But indeed, he's just sort of like a stopgap player, isn't he? He's a short-term signing where you're going to get him for a few seasons and he's going to do a job for you and he's not going to cost a lot of money. So I don't mind a signing like that. I also don't mind a pickup like Jamie Vardy or whatever, because even though he's well over the hill and far away, he's a good option for a third-choice striker. He really is. Oh, no worries, Vincent Bulletman. All the best to you, legend. Casemiro staying, he's joined the list of mercenaries, Sancho, Rashford, Gashman for the Four Stooges. Well, at least he's actually decent. At least he actually played well for us towards the end of last season and did a really big job in the last few months. I like Casemiro. He's a quality player, I wouldn't even put Casemiro in the same breath as Rashford and Sancho in terms of quality. Casemiro's been there, done that, proven it. Yes, he's a bit older now, but his mentality was questioned at the start of last season, wasn't it? From the likes of that shithouse spitty merchant, Mr. Jamie Carragher, who said something along the lines of, you got to leave football before the football leaves you, la. Or something along those lines. Leave the football before the football leaves you. That's what he said about Casemiro. And Casemiro proceeded to have a good season and prove a lot of people wrong. He's not the most mobile. He's not the best for an Amorim system, but he's still a very experienced quality player. I would keep Casemiro around happily if he wasn't on 350 or whatever he is K a week. He's not worth that anymore for us, unfortunately, with his age and how often he's going to play and the system that Amorim plays. He's not worth that, but I'd definitely keep him around, but just not for that amount of money. Equally, if we could get him off the books and raise a little bit of cash and get him off of our books right now this summer and reinvest in another midfielder, it probably makes sense as well. Garnacho gone, 42 million good, Fiorentina man, powerful midfield. You what, Lucky Singh? Berber, blame that Dutch man full of gash. Absolutely. Collier ahead of Ndidi for me. Yeah, absolutely. This day in 2011, we signed David De Gea, and now we have Onana. Oh, my God, was it really that long ago? 14 years. Oh, my God. Bloody hell. That's crazy, isn't it? If only we still had him. Pundits just spout shite, never pay attention to them. Fair play to you. Buying an injury-prone average player for a team that got relegated. Are we Sheffield United now? It doesn't really work like that, history buff. It's not like we're going to just turn into a relegation fodder team because we've picked one or two of the best players from relegated teams. Look at Liam Delap going to Chelsea. He got relegated, but they've signed a good player because he's there and available for a good price, and he'll probably be a decent player for them. So I don't really share that same. Fair enough if we signed all of Leicester's team, but we're talking about picking up one player here, lad. Casemiro's on 350k a week. He's going nowhere. I know, unless he's going to get the money from a team in Saudi or somewhere, it's very unlikely. He earns too much. That's it. The only issue, if he was on 200k a week, he definitely justifies those earnings way more than someone like Mason Mount, who's on 200k a week. So I would keep Casemiro if the price was right, but unfortunately he's just on too much money. We gave him too much. Yep, save the budget for a top striker. Vantage any devil that says Arsenal being second is better than us winning a Carabao. The trophies count, don't they? Second place is nothing, really. But obviously, Champions League football is important. Fab said Malacia is back to United and PSD will not activate. That's right, Fire Knight. Yes, I had that up a moment ago. I know, it's piss poor, isn't it, lad? That's another player that Eric Ten Hag signed that we're probably going to struggle to sell. There it is there. PSV do not trigger the buy option for Tyrone Malacia. The left-back returns to United. Piss poor. You're so happy you don't live in the UK having to see Carragher on my screen all the time. Oh, I feel you. Yep. Oh, no worries, Simon. Good luck to you as well. All the best to you. Sorry to hear that, Simon. All the best, mate. Much love to you, lad. Crikey, Simon. Mount has turned down load moves. Oh, dude, I think we're stuck with that, Mel, aren't we? He's another one of those awful pickups, awful signings on crazy money. Nobody wants him. He's injury-prone. He's shite. Yeah, 9 million's nothing. We'll spend double that on Sancho and Trashy's wages if we loan them. 9 million is nothing, is it? Yeah, so true in this day and age for a 28-year-old proven Premier League player who's decent. He's good. I mean, a couple of years back, I thought he was mint. I know he's not been as consistent, as good, whatever, had some issues, Leicester have shat it, but I really I like him. I like him for 9 mil anyway, put it that way. Yep, don't even know he still played for us. Yep, now he's back. He was on loan at PSV. He only played 8 times for them. That's probably why they don't want him. If we get rid of the toxic trio, just form a futsal side together along with Malacia and Onana and keep them as far away from Carrington as possible. That's a quality idea, mate. Yeah, United are going into futsal. We've decided to use a proper shithouse set of mercenaries that we are stuck with. I will take League Cup over second. Yeah, fair enough. Do you know what? I don't think I would actually, Vanta. I know you just said anybody that says they wouldn't is... I think I'd rather just finish second. If it was the FA Cup, because that qualifies you European qualification as well, doesn't it? Hang on, League Cup doesn't get you in Europa, does it? I don't think it does, no. So, nah, I'm sorry, finishing second is actually better, because it gets you way more money, and it gets you the Champions League football, which means that you can sign the top players. I know it's about trophies, and I'm happy we've won a couple of trophies, but the League Cup is a Mickey Mouse Cup, lad. It's not the FA Cup. It's not the Champions League. It's a Mickey Mouse Cup, lad. Good afternoon, Johnny Swan. I appreciate you, lad. How you getting on there? Yes, lad. Right, let's get your final few comments in, guys. I'm going to have to wrap it up soon. I've got loads of moderators, Ivor. Yes, mate, we don't need any more at the moment, but thanks for asking. We got Jonathan Gallagher in here. We got Berber in here. We got Rushmano in here. We got, who else we got in here? I am actually thinking about, what's the word, restructuring the mods, to be honest with you. So, I might message some of you just because, like, we need people who are in here regularly. We also need people who are, not mods necessarily on loads of other channels, because then they're not on my channel moderating. It's like, obviously most people here are still going to stay mods, but I'm just saying the moderator position is, we've got too many mods, and also we need mods here who are going to be here. That's the reality. So there you go. Anyway, that's for another day. We're not going to get into that for a while, but yeah, Spuds would take any cup, pig. Yeah, they would. Of course they would. They win one every 2 decades, lad. Have you heard Jamie Carragher is going to own his own theme park? It's going to be called Spit and Wild, where every ride will be something to do with spitting. Bloody hell, Vincent. Forget selling Shaw and Mount. We're lucky to be on loan them to NHS as human specimens. Absolutely, yeah. Doing Evo today. Estienne goes to 95. Lovely, lad. I've just done Forlan to a 95. He's sick. He plays at left back for me, believe it or not, on the game, because he's got, like, I did some left back card on him ages ago. Anyway, right, you need unique mods who are only flying big legends. Well, this is what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, obviously, I don't mind people being mods on other channels, of course not. But if they're mods on other, like, United channels, there's a little bit of a conflict there, because they can't be moderating both channels at once, can they? Let's just be honest. And obviously a lot of the news is going to be on at the same time, so I kind of just do want mods who are just mods on this United channel, if you know what I mean. But there you go. But obviously, yeah, I'm sure you can understand that, can't you? Look how fast Chelsea signed Kittens and we can't shaft our Garnacho pathetic club. Mod me as a Gooner. That's never going to happen, my friend. That's never going to happen. Actually, we have got a couple of Gooner mods, believe it or not. First Class and Ruddy. And even Zane as well, believe it or not. But he's just a joke mod, really. But the other ones, obviously, we will never have a City mod, and we'll never have a Liverpool mod, ever, or a Leeds fan mod, ever. Never. Doesn't matter if they're the nicest person in the world. Never. Never, mate. Finishing second in 38 league games is hard. Outgoing's going to be a pain in the arse. Hold up for the incomings, I feel. Yeah, that was harsh. Absolutely. Cinnamon, absolutely, yeah. Big up. Thank you, Man United Greek fan. There's only one United channel. Well, no, there's lots of United channels. I get it, obviously, but I'm just saying, obviously we need mods who are around the channel. If trophies were better than top 4, we wouldn't have sacked all our previous managers. Postecoglou would also still be at Spurs. Let's be honest, second place is world class. What is the role of a moderator? The role of the moderator is to moderate the live chat, make sure that anybody in the comments who's being racist or horrible or, abusive or whatever is timed out or hidden. And then it's also to, basically just to make sure that the chat's not getting too ridiculous, really. Yeah, that's really all it is. It's just moderating the live chat, making sure that there's no obscenities taking place with people in the community, because obviously we've got hundreds of people watching. It's quite hard for me to keep on top of it all. So, and also, it's also just recognition as well, let's be honest, from myself, that these guys are legends of the channel, such as Daz Salford, etc., you know, and all these mods. Anyway, right, nice one, MB Creator, appreciate you there, lad. He says, I like your mods, but in my opinion, mods should guide/moderate, not dominate your chat room. Yeah, definitely. Oh, definitely, 100%. Well, that's why I don't want too many mods, you know. So, like, obviously, I've got a lot of people who are lined up to be mods when the channel grows. But at the moment, it's like we don't want too many, because then it's just filled with a sea of blue spanners and, you know, too many cooks spoil the broth. But the mods are great here, aren't they, Fire Knight? You're right about that. We got some fantastic mods. Anyway, listen, guys, I'm going to wrap this stream up, okay? But we are on again shortly, just in an hour and a half or something. Big up, Aaron. Yes, one of the Don mods, absolutely. So check out this this link at the top there from Aaron, who's posted a link in there. It is a link to my watch-along for the game coming up, Inter Miami versus PSG, right? And that is going to be on about, when is that? 4:40 p.m. There's the link once again in the chat. We're going to be getting in there at 4:40 p.m.-ish for the game. So come and join us for that one, guys, in a bit. And then tonight we'll probably just do a transfer news show as well. Yes, it was. Thank you, everyone, for chatting with me. Thank you, Vanta, Rob, Lucky Singh, everyone for getting in here. Great show. Thank you for joining us. Hit the like button before you go. If you could, help us get to 300 likes. We're nearly there. Also, hit the subscribe if you're new. Click the bell icon for notifications and get yourself in there raw. And thank you so much to all of you for being a part of the Bacon Express. Vincent, Elliot, Nomad, 3187, Bruh, Superstar, Aaron, Jonathan, Man Like Greek Fan, Jamie, Daz, James Riley, Rogerio, and everybody else as well. Thank you so much for getting in here raw and supporting the channel and having your say and interacting with me. Legends, absolute legends. Cheers very much indeed. That's it from me anyway. You can come back after this is finished and get your thoughts and opinions in about anything we've discussed in the video. You can follow us on Insta, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch and Kick at Flying Pig United. Thank you everyone who's got in here. Like, subscribe, comment. And also, like I say, go over to this link right now that's popping up in the chat and click the like on that stream and set a reminder, and I'll see you in an hour and a half for the PSG versus Inter Miami game. Legends, thanks for watching, guys. Anyway, no new real big updates other than the ones we just discussed. Let me just check the latest from the big, reporters. Nah, there's nothing more on United here, really. No, nothing. Anyway, okay, we'll be back on later, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later. Have a great day. And remember, Piggy loves you. And also remember, when the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. Get in there, you beauties. Thank you so much to all the patrons here for supporting the channel on patreon.com/flyingpigunited. As a thank you, all you legends will be appearing on this outro list. Get in there. Once again, thank you to all the YouTube members, but one of the best ways you can support the channel is on patreon.com, so check it out. Patreon.com/flyingpigunited. And once again, a big thank you to all the legends that do support the channel on Patreon. Get in there.